Well, we've got Anthony with us from Arizona. Anthony, I think is an agnostic, says, wants the host's opinion on the soul. Is that correct, Anthony?
Yeah, I just want to ask you guys a couple of questions just to see where you guys are at, because I'm really not clear where you guys are at yet. I'm not sure.
Can you define a soul for us?
No. My question is this, though, but I want to ask you questions real quickly before I get into it. But I want to know, but you guys are atheists, though, right? Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And then so your model is that our existence here on Earth, that as living beings we're just products of evolution and biology. Is that correct?
I mean, until there's evidence to the contrary.
We don't have reason to believe anything else.
Pardon me?
We don't have reason to believe anything else. Could you get to your point? Because I hate endless questions like this that don't make any sense. So just get to your point.
So my question is this then. Okay, fine. You guys, I just listened to you guys a whole hour talk about Christianity, so I thought I wasn't sure where you guys are at. See what I'm saying? Whether you're atheist, whether you're just disgruntled Christians. So my question is this, though. So I mean, if what you're saying is we're just molecules and chemicals on this planet. Is that correct? If that's correct, then my question is, and you're saying also that when we die, that's the end of our experience. So my question for you is then, if I shoot you, right, kill you, right, is that just a chemical reaction?
Yes,
I mean,
actually it is.
Everything is, yeah.
The bullet itself is a chemical reaction because it's a chemical reaction started by a physical action. The hammer sliding the primer exploding, exploding the powder kicking the bullet out, and after that it's mechanical that slams into the body. So yes.
My question is though, so killing you is just a chemical reaction, is that correct?
Well, I mean, everything in the universe is a chemical reaction.
It's also a physical.
Okay.
It's also a physics reaction, because all chemistry is
is
physics, and all physics is quantum mechanics. What's your point?
Okay. So just to continue, my point is this. So then that means that all the horrific, like Hitler and...
Oh, no, not the moral argument for God.
Yes, that's right.
I'm sorry.
So you're saying those are chemical reactions. Is that correct?
So here's your problem. Here's the problem with the moral argument for God, right? And you could have just come out and said it's the moral argument for God. You didn't have to go through the 40 questions, right? That was completely useless. It does nothing for you. But the problem with the argument from God is that, one, it assumes God. You haven't proven that yet, so you can't make that assumption. Two, you now have more to explain, not less. So it doesn't fit Occam's razor. And what you have to explain now is why you cannot bribe a rat to knowingly harm another rat, even if it doesn't know it, right? You have all of these problems where you've got any social creature, any social species has many actions that if we did them as humans, we would call them moral, right? So how do you explain moral behavior in non-human species from your point of view as a moral argument for God?
Okay. So I noticed that what your technique is to first mischaracterize my question, hold on, and then you turn it around and ask me rather than you answering the question. So let's get back to
I am answering your question. You're making a moral argument for God. You're asking what morality is. And you're saying that your morality comes from God, right?
Why do you keep interrupting me? Why do you keep interrupting me? I'm trying to ask a question. I am not asking a moral question. I'm asking what happens irrespective of morality if I shoot you. You're saying that is a chemical reaction, right?
I die. Yes, I die or I get injured. Okay, so what?
So all those people that were massacred, those were just chemical reactions. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, let me ask you
You're
a really
getting
easy
boring.
question, Anthony.
What was his answer? What was his answer?
Anthony.
Yes.
Anthony, do you want to be harmed?
So all those people that were killed during the Holocaust,
Anthony,
those deaths were just chemical reactions.
Yes, Anthony, get to your point.
Anthony, do you want someone to,
that was my point. No, that was my point.
Anthony,
Okay.
Anthony,
okay. So you're not
answer
going to
the question. Do you want to be harmed?
No, I'm asking a question. See, that's another one of your techniques. Is you
Actually, you're not
just
answering
answered your question. So what's your next question?
So your
It's all
next
chemical reactions.
question.
What's your next question?
Your next question needs to be an answer, right? So I'm demonstrating our position by asking you a question. And I don't know if you know this, but this isn't your show. You don't really get to dictate the terms of what happens here. So it's an easy question. Do you want to be harmed by another individual? It just requires a yes or no.
of course not.
Okay. Now, do you think that those around you should, we'll say, comply with your desire to not be harmed?
Here we are again, guys. Here we are.
Just a yes or no.
Question, and you turn it around and try to.
So you're not asking the questions. You already asked a bunch of nonsense questions. Now I'm asking you questions. So you can cry about it all you want, but this is how dialogue works. Like even when you go to court, you get your time to be examined and your time to do an examination of the opposing party. So now you're getting examined. So it was an easy question. Do you think that people should be compliant in your wishes of not wanting to be harmed? Should they not harm you?
Hello? Yeah.
Waiting for the answer.
I think he dropped.
Yeah, he dropped. Yeah, he came up because he wanted to run a script. He didn't want to actually have any dialogue.
Yeah, and his script was the moral argument for God. Pretty much guarantee it. Or he was looking to soundbite us for his own YouTube podcast. One of the two.